Hold on,
I was saying I still didn't get the pictures.
Well, we're about to get the pictures, ladies and
That you
gentlemen.
might-
Stop, please. Stop. I'm not being rude, but we did. I was going to act like we just went to the track for the first time and show everyone, because we got to go that way. But we did go to the track. We took pictures at I-37. Of course, we were there last night. We have a bunch of things to talk about due to the situations that occurred last night. Once again, sorry for saying shut up. Did I say shut up?
I don't know.
I was just like, I had an idea, and then she like just trashed on it right when we started. But that's what happens. Mistakes are made. I didn't tell her what I was trying to do. We just rushed it. Typical white woman scenario. But at the end of the day, this is my sister riding along. We are here in Texas. We need witnesses to the things that are going to be occurring. Let's put the glasses up there because the proportion is just not correct. We got our little stupid hat on, not the big one. Last night, we got here to Corpus Christi a little late. They only had 8 cars, but we got into the facility for the main event racing action. Now, the unfortunate part about the main event racing action is that several things occurred on the racetrack that should and shouldn't have happened. We're going to be getting to the track here in just a second to kind of give y'all a drive around look at the I-37 Speedway. It is in Pleasanton, Texas, about 20 minutes south of San Antonio. We did stay at potentially in my opinion, not a bad hotel, but the worst hotel experience of my entire fucking lifetime. We get there, we check into the hotel, we go to the room they gave us. The heater and AC units do not work. You said the electricity didn't even fucking work.
Wouldn't come on.
They take us to another room. Everything works. Oh my God. The wind's blowing my hat off. I'm hat fishing, by the way. We get to the other room, and the damn bed's ripped open. Just put it down there then. Jesus H. Christ, ladies and gentlemen. Can't do nothing.
Technical difficulty.
Can't do nothing with the woman. This is why I don't have anyone come with me. So this is the I-37 Speedway, how you roll up to it. This is the track that we were at last night. And you do tune into the facility. I would say, I mean, obviously, I would love to say every dirt track is the best one in the world. But this one is a little different. We're being followed now. That's fine. We're being followed by a red F-150. But the facility, a little on the older side as far as dirt tracks are concerned. It does have some issues that needs to be handled. This is the entryway. Like I said, I'd love to be positive to every racetrack, but we do got to have some sort of standards in the sport that need to start being mandated. Of course, the governmental body coming to dirt track racing is soon to occur. And a facility like this is going to have to do some upgrades before they will be allowed to continue, I would assume. But still, the track itself is not horrible. The track itself is not bad. But as you can see, containers for a souvenir trailer, metal shed for your eatery, things like that. And things of the sort that are a little run down. But the track itself, not a bad track. Except, I would say, probably a few people think differently. You do have a hauler out here that is... this is in San Antonio, Texas, or Pleasanton, Texas. You got some guys repairing some cars over there, but the reasons that is we look at this. This is the wing. And this is why I was saying the track was great, but that's a 17 GP right there. You know, you think they would have learned after the Houston situation. But that's old Landon Crawley's top wing. There was about 4 cars. I know for a fact, I said 4 in a post, but I know for a fact 3. John Carney destroyed his shit last night. Big time flip off of 4. basically in the same area that Landon Crawley flipped his shit off into the fence over here. The track was hooked up, and it had some character to it. You could see the mud stains all over the Crawley wing. And I will say this. Give me another hat. This hat is just flying off my head. Give me another. We got an assistant, so we don't have to worry about getting other hats. But I will say that this, if you gotta get out, thank you if you can. I will say that the track was so messed up that
back there.
Just give me my regular hat. You know what I'm saying? The unique movers hat. The track was messed up to the point you had guys going over, but at the same time, I did not like how Landon, once again, we got to have some standards, guys. This isn't being mean to y'all's racetrack or facility. I know you're trying. It's hard. You had a decent crowd last night. Sprint cars are in the building. But when you flip a fucking race car over and you got a guy in the car who is potentially, in a strenuous position, you don't just flip the car over and slam it onto 4 fucking wheels onto the ground. You got to be a little more safer than that. So obviously a lot of these little tracks, they aren't technically always professed in sprint car racing. But last night, how they were turning cars over would be violation. I mean, fuck, almost an assault charge. No, I'm just playing, but it was pretty damn aggressive on how they were flipping the cars over last night here. I believe Landon Crawley was the one that got the hardest hit, and even though, me and the Crawleys have this history because I, thought he was a good regional racer and pushed him up in the national scene, and I thought he was outclassed a little bit because the South doesn't have enough competition to prepare you to go nationally. That pissed everyone off. I do not want to see Landon Crawley get hurt in any kind of way, and that flip last night and then how they handled his car afterwards is definitely a rough way for it to go. All right, so that is the I-37 Speedway. We are now going to be headed south to the South Texas Race Ranch in Corpus Christi. And now we're going to talk about, now that we have our, well, how do these shades go with this hat? This may look like the dumbest raccoon in the world. What the hell? You want me to look like I'm ice skiing or something?
You got to wear the cowboy hat.
Yeah, that does go with the full-size cowboy hat. Hold on. I'll go get it. I'll go get the damn.
Back on the right.
I know. I'll go get the damn cowboy hat. Hold on. Y'all just look at the damn track. We got some shit to talk about here. It's going to get interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting.
Someone wants to drink a beer with you. You come into Attica in early April.
Potentially. There's always the potential we could show up anywhere. There's always the potential we could show up anywhere, anytime, any place. All right, now we got the cowboy hat on, and it is true that these shades do go with this hat. That's a look.
That's a look.
That's what we call in the ghettos of America a look. All right, put that. Give me that shade thing back. All right, thanks. We use this to protect the phone from the sun. It does overheat. We do not have air conditioning in the car. It's only about 75 degrees. A beautiful day, but the phone doesn't like the heat. So the problem with what happened last night was when I was coming, I was looking at my race pass to check out the running order and how people are doing. You had Sam Haferteep Jr. down here. You had a bunch of other guys here too. By the way, Marcus Thomas won. You had some local here from San Antonio, I think his name was Preston Pullers or something. He was leading the race. He was gone. And then I saw Sam Haferteep in qualifying at the back. I was like, oh, well, he could be testing something. And I saw him at the back of the heat race. I was like, oh, he could be tested. I was expecting Sam Haferteep Jr. to wax everybody's ass because he's been driving for 30 years. I figured he'd figure it out by now. So we get here for the main event. There's a red flag because the car had flipped its ass off. And then the race keeps going. I'm watching Carson Bowden, of course, the next future superstar to come out of Texas, I do believe. We're watching how our long live the Chaz, I'm going to say a rostered driver. We only have a few guys we got rostered spots for. And we're gonna. I'm personally hand selecting my drivers for this year, and I definitely want to put Carson Bowden on that damn list because I just seen the man do some things that I think has high potential at 14 years of age. So the race goes on. Sam Hafertepe Jr.'s in the back, and he can't pass anybody. Now, keep in mind, at this point, there's about 16 cars remaining. You got a good bunch of cars in this race. You had the one flip. It looked like another guy had pulled off. But it looked like there was about, 16 cars on the track. Sam Hafertepe Jr. couldn't pass a damn one of them. Barely got up to 12th. And then another car flipped, and another car flipped. And then we get a couple laps in, and Sam Hafertepe gets up to Carson Bolden. Now, in the Elite Outlaw Series, they got some rules to where the 360 motors can keep up with the 410s. It's a quarter-mile track. So we get to going, and Carson Bolden is holding his line, out-driving Sam Hafertepe Jr., and Sam Hafertepe Jr. comes off in there and just bombs his ass, right rear, Hank Davis style, almost. Just drives right by him with this big money car. So then he goes down the back straightaway and starts... Sam Hafertepe Jr. was, they call it dive bombing. It's where there's really not a line, but because you got a little bit of a run and you don't respect the person in front of you, you just drive right into the inside of him and make his ass back out and push up the track or feed him, or he takes the right rear and flips off into the sunset. That's called a dive bomb, because you blow the motherfucker up as you enter the corner. So then, the race continues. Everybody flips. Sam Hafertepe Jr., I believe, started 15th in an 18-car field. Dive bombs the guy for third. There's only about 8 cars left on the last restart. He's restarting 4th or 5th, I think. He dive bombs the second and the third place car, and then coming to the line, the second place car, or third place car, he dive bombs him, and then coming to the line, the second place car pulls the front end off the ground, and he sneaks by him for second. Sneaks, barely gets by him. And then the winner, of course, Marcus Thomas, somebody who his entire career showed and displayed more ability and talent than Sam Hafertepe Jr., that did not have the money or ability to go and do the things that Sam Hafertepe. They're all pulling the 3-winning car, runs up or walks over gingerly, I guess, to series director Nathan Moore, who's responsible for the non-wing sprint car series being in this state, who's responsible for this wing sprint car series having legs to grow on. Somebody who's done so much for the Texas racing scene, you can't even put it on a damn calendar and mark the dates as many times as he's done it. And he proceeds to bitch Nathan Moore out for who knows what. Points at this side and that side, maybe track conditions, who fucking knows. Carson Bolden has already made his way down to the front straightaway after receiving this dive bomb. Sam Hafertepe Jr. then proceeds to chew Carson Bolden's ass out on the front straightaway. They wrap up the interview with Marcus Thomas. The interviewer tries to come over and grab Sam Hafertepe Jr. to talk to him. Sam Hafertepe Jr. then proceeds to basically say, fuck you. The announcer's having to stand there and walk around as Sam Hafertepe Jr. continues to chew Carson Bolden's ass. Then, I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, when he gets this interview, we're going to see what he's talking about. Sam Hafertepe Jr. then gets onto the microphone and doesn't really say anything negative, says all these things gingerly. The only true comment that he had that could potentially be negative in his live public interview is, well, the track's a little rough. I'm paraphrasing. The track's a little rough, and this fucking race don't pay, or he didn't say F word. This race doesn't pay enough to drive the car on the edge like that, or like I said, paraphrase, saying the track's too rough, the race don't pay enough to really push the car on those treacherous conditions. Understandable comment, but the comments that were being made, the gestures, the attitude that was protruded towards an actual legend, by the way, this is what really pissed me off, more so than anything, more of these things. When the announcer went to go interview Sam Hafertepe Jr., the announcer literally said, guys, talking to the stands, this is an absolute legend of racing in Texas, and going to the World of Outlaws, and then the All-Stars, and all this stuff. He started naming off where Sam Hafertepe Jr., and called him a Texas racing legend. Do you know, for those, and we're going to get into it, That statement, I'm sorry to the announcer who really hasn't studied his history books enough. That is the most disrespectful statement in the history of motorsports in Texas, in my opinion. To call Sam Hafertepe a legend is slapping Gary Wright in the face, slapping Doug Ingalls in the face, slapping John Bankston in the face, Ronald Laney in the face, Jeff Day. Do you know who Jeff Day is? What's his nickname? What's his nickname?
I don't know
the Rocket Man.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny Who, Baja Miller.
Yeah,
we're talking about some real motherfucking legends. Benny, hell, I'd even throw Benny Cordell in there. He at least went to the Knoxville Nationals when it was a super modified event. Hell, you can't even compare Aaron Reitzel's career and Sam Hafertepe Jr.'s. Are you kidding me? How the fuck is this announcer calling Sam Hafertepe Jr. a legend? This is somebody, before we get into the issue, well, we already are into the issue, fuck it. This is somebody who, and the Bowdens know this, they raced at North Texas, the Bowden gang. Me and her watched them get in a fist fight on the front straightaway over some damn eye stops, them and the fucking Jensens. Sam Hafertepe Jr. was at North Texas Motor Speedway, I believe in 1997, 8 or 9, one of those years. The IMCA sprint cars were Jeff Day, fucking Johnny Miller, Elmer Morgan, Scott Renault, real motherfucking race car drivers were running. And he's a fucking B-main car, guys. Sam Hafertepe Jr. was a fucking B-main car for it felt like to me, 5 to 6 years. Then they brought in the big wing 360s, and he had all the funding in the fucking world you can need. They brought in the big wing 360, started racing at Cowtown. He would do okay. He finally progressed after 5 fucking years of having the best in the world and racing every fucking week. And then he finally learned to start getting quick a little bit with the bigger wing, more crutches on the car, making it easier to drive. This is like in the mid-2000s. Then, because they have so much fucking money, they went on the tour with the Outlaws and shit, I believe. And he got fast racing the Outlaws. Sure, you're going to learn how to drive if you're doing it every fucking day. And then he came back to local and regional racing, ASCS and all that. That's what he said. Racing legend, ASCS and Outlaws. He didn't say All-Stars. Couldn't say All-Stars because Aaron Reitzel was better in the All-Stars than Hafertepe. But regardless, this sumbitch then came back after being a field filler with the World of Outlaws for the most part, a decent lap car for everybody to play with, and then was fast against local ASCS and regional competition. And then was okay. And some people can say, oh, well, he's won an outlaw race, and I don't give a damn. Look, here's the deal, guys. Oh, he set a fast lap at Bristol. Okay, he could be a good car pointer. Here's the situation. If I go and start working a job and say it's pouring coffee, and I suck at fucking pouring coffee, after I pour coffee for 30 fucking years, I'm gonna be a badass coffee pourer, whether I know how to pour coffee naturally, if I got the talent or not. So I don't give a damn that he can point a car around a track really well with the best that money can buy. The sumbitch ain't got an ounce of talent that Carson Bowden has, for instance. Is it close to Reitzel's Jeff Day, who Jeff Day got in an ASCS car and beat the best in the world, Gary Wright, Gary Lee Meyer, the big names at the time, Travis Rylett? That's another name you're disgracing when you place Sam Hafertepe Jr. in the legendary category of Texas race car drivers. And where's AJ Foyt at? We need somebody to slap somebody. I'm not slapping nobody. I'm not condoning violence. But the level of disrespect when that announcer said that Sam Hafertepe Jr. was a fucking legend, I was sitting there, I could barely compose myself. But regardless, it was the most absolute asinine, disrespectful statement possibly in the history of motorsports. Possibly. Because we all know whatever Sam Hafertepe's doing right now on the ASCS tour is only happening because Aaron Reitzel left and actually made himself with some talent. And ASCS in today's age is a shell of itself that it was in the 90s and early 2000s. They're pulling soft fields. There's not a lot of money in it. Nobody's putting the amount of money in the 360 racing in this area that he is, and the few teams that do. And if you do put that money, amount of money into a 360 sprint car operation, then you're going to dominate most of the time like Sam Haverteep Jr. does with the amount of experience. Now, out of everything I'm saying here, the reason I'm saying it ain't because there's a lot of drivers out there, guys, who really just take a long time to develop, and they need time on the track, and they have money, and they are a race car on the track, and they help give us another car that's decently competitive after the career that Sam Haverteep Jr. has done. It's not a horrible career. It's not. It took a lot of time. He's not really naturally talented. He's more of a cookie cutter, learn how to drive guy. He doesn't have a lot of natural talent. He has a lot of taught talent. But at the end of the day, out of all the privilege that this person has received in his racing career, for him, this is why it's more of a problem. For him to get out of these race cars and do what he did to Hank Davis last year, and to get out of these race cars and to be so fucking disrespectful to Nathan Moore, and then to a kid like Carson Bolden, this is the problem. It's like Kendrick Lamar says, humble. This son of a bitch doesn't have an ounce of humbleness, and then to turn around on the mic in front of the crowd and change his attitude shows you the two-facedness that I'm talking about. So this is why I'm talking about it, because the sport needs to start policing itself. I'm sorry I got to come out here and show a racetrack that's subpar. I'm sorry that I got to come on here and talk about a guy who's doing this shit when no one's looking and expose it for what it is. I'm sorry that I'm having to degrade a driver's 30-year racing career because the damn announcer's calling him a legend when he's been a field fielder most of his life, and when he goes up against competition, he gets his ass smoked. I'm sorry that I'm defending actual legends of the sport. I'm sorry about all this. But this sport needs to start policing itself. And I'm sure a bunch of people are sitting here like, oh my God, Chaz, you're going to the race. He's going to be in the pits. He's going to whoop your ass. Oh my God. I don't care. Look, my foot fucking hurts. I ain't going to fight Sam Haverteep Jr. tonight. I don't play by these backwoods fucked off rules. I don't believe that Sam Haverteep Jr. is above the law. If people have been asking me to buy a motherfucking series or trying to get me to take over a series for them and they fund the operation, let me tell you something right now, son of a bitches out there who want to act like this. You come and race a series with me, if I ever run one, your ass is gonna, and my ex-fiance owned a salon and she hated doing weddings. You know why? Because the clients were fucking assholes in particular. Here's the deal. I suggested to her you put a fucking a decency clause in your fucking contracts with these people, and that should be a part of these series and basic rules and operations. Because when you step in to the series, y'all get to play by your own fucking rules. You make the rules, you make the playground. You don't have to listen to somebody else telling you what to do. These motherfuckers, if you're a series director, you should be able to have decency at your event in your face. There is laws in the regular world that protect my freedom of speech on this YouTube channel and on this planet. There's also laws against the motherfucker who wants to come up and stop my freedom of speech in a physical way. And there's also laws for you to do it verbally. It's called verbal abuse, which is a law. It's a law in the state of Texas. So you come up to me and you say you're gonna whoop my motherfucking ass, I just step to the side and get the actual laws that we all abide by and pay for to take care of it. I'll put my motherfucking tax dollars to work in the form of authority. But if I'm these series directors, I now, when you come and race to my event, you agree to race under my rules and regulations. And if you act indecent, your fucking ass is gone. Fuck you. You're not gonna get in my motherfucking face and act like I'm a peasant just because you're an elitist with your rich fucking race car. Take your motherfucking race car and your attitude down the fucking road. We just had last night 12 motherfucking drivers that no one out there knows about outrunning Sam Haverteep Jr.'s ass on a racetrack that was hooked up, one groove, and you could throw a slider, but he was getting outran by 360s. Regional guys down here in South Texas, he was running fucking 12 till half the field flipped out of the park, and he dive bombed the other fucking 10. So I'm just saying, you should not, y'all out there who are series directors, I know y'all face this shit all the time. All this fucking bullshit, you get a name in there like Sam Haverteep, you're like, oh man, this could get some views. No, work on building these other drivers' names up that are better than that son of a bitch. And when he comes up and starts running his fucking mouth because he thinks he's an authority over you, you kick his fucking ass to the curb. Now, maybe he'll leave because I'm making this video today, but that just is the attitude of these drivers now in today's society. There's a lack of respect, period. And it's because nobody stands up for themselves. I got to get on YouTube and say something about it. It's fucked up. Now, I did hear there was some post-race interactions between the Bowden group and Sam Haperteeth to where this may not happen anymore. But if there's something that's going to happen to me tonight, I got the authority over you. And it's not my physical authority. It's not my hurt foot authority. It's not my right fucking, knuckle up your jaw or my shin kicking your knees backwards or nothing like that. My authority is the law. The law is on my side. I have the right to speak my mind, whether you fucking like it or not. Period. That's America. Welcome to it. I ain't paid to tell you what you want to fucking hear, and I ain't these serious directors gonna bend and fucking buckle so that they get one more car into the track because you got a little name that your money's built. That ain't what I'm about. Fuck that. We got some names that we can build and make popular and have actual talent. Marcus Thomas is a guy who won last night that if he had the funding that Sam Haperteeth Jr. had, he would potentially be on the Outlaw Tour running top 10 right now. And there's about 20 other fucking guys from the state of Texas over the past 30 years that's the same motherfucking song and dance for them. So at the end of the day, I hope Sam Haperteeth Jr. is apologizing to some people. I hope that this video has woken him up and said, man, this is true. Maybe I needed to be told this way. Since I yell and scream at everybody else in their motherfucking face, man, I needed to have that happen to me on YouTube, and now I can really listen to what I do to people. Because, Sam, if you're watching, as much as you may feel offended and, wow, why are you doing this? That's how you're making these people you do that to when no one's looking feel. And some people could call it karma. I just call it God. You might want to start listening to it. After all, I thought I was Jesus for 3 fucking days. So, hey, we're making fucking Passion of the Christ a reality tonight, are we not? But anyway, that's the situation. That's what happened last night. Extremely disrespectful by somebody who's potentially the most privileged race car driver from the state of Texas that we have seen outside of maybe Catherine Minter. And that doesn't have anything to do with money. Regardless, that's the situation. That's what's going on. Oh yeah, another driver that's disrespectful that I can't believe slipped my mind. Kevin Ramey. Kevin fucking Ramey. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, Ramey, John Bankston, Reitzel, Jeff Day, Johnny Miller. I mean, come on, Ronald Laney. I mean, Aaron Reitzel, Doug Ingalls, Gary Wright. I mean, come on, Paul White, Keith Green, Bo Rowden. I mean, go down the list of actual legends. Don't, and this ain't your fault, Sam. Do not fucking call this Sam Haperteeth Jr. a legend. Don't do it. Just don't. Just don't. Oh my God. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, will we survive tonight? Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? Who cares? I got authority on my side. I got the Constitution. I got all the laws and regulations of the state. I don't walk around scared that someone's going to touch me. I ain't worried about it. But at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong. And I get on here hopefully trying to change some of the things that people are doing wrong by making light of the situation. You know, everybody always gets mad at me and comes on here and yells and gets upset if I talk about them in a negative light. If you just fucking listen and take some personal self-accountability for what I'm talking about, we won't have no problems. I'm not on here. But you jump out, you disrespect probably the closer person to a Texas legend in Nathan Moore, especially in the promoter side. You disrespect an actual person who's put in the effort and worked for the sport in this state. and then you get out and jump in the face or have a interesting opinion to a up-and-coming 14-year-old phenom like Carson Bolden, and I'm around it, you ain't just gonna do that shit and nobody know. Sorry, bud. Sorry. Anyway, sponsors don't want the best. They want ones that can take direction and do what they are getting paid for, which is getting the sponsor in front of more eyes. Well, but the problem with most of these race teams is, for instance, what was it? Plum Fast Racing, right? Plum Fast Racing, a family operation, sponsoring and paying for a family operation. If the house is on your side as far as sponsorship on the vehicle, the sponsors don't care what you do. They're fans of you. So it really don't matter. A lot of these sponsors are buddies, the buddy systems, the friends. It's all nepotism, money, and friendships, and buddies. That's all it is. And I've been on here for 6 fucking years talking about everyone else that should fucking matter. You want to all get mad at that? That's your own problem. I ain't going to sleep with a fucking conscience fucked up. That ain't my issue. That might be y'all's, but it ain't mine. Anyway, that's my situation. That's what's going on. We're heading to Corpus fucking Christi. We are on the list, by the way. The track has looked into the Chaz and likes what the Chaz does. We are on the media list for this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to thank the South Texas Race Ranch for their support. I hope they have a great facility and a racing event, and we can showcase their facility that they have. If they don't like this video or whatever, and now because I made one of the drivers mad or offended or something, or this was too aggressive, that's fucking fine. I don't really it don't matter. But that is how it works. That's the politics of the situation. Everybody says, why don't the Outlaws get you in? Why don't they do this and that? Well, because I come on here and tell the truth about a buddy, a friend, a system, a sponsor, somebody, and they remove you from the list, then it's all the politics, the buddy system. That's how it works. That's the system at hand. When you come out and tell the truth against this A, B, or C, and C is a friend of A, it don't matter. You're out. That's how they protect themselves and stay in the clique, in this circle, in this bubble. And that's why they feel comfortable at yelling and screaming at people like they do, and being disrespectful and honoring. And when they get called out on it, their buddies have got their backs. Fucked up system we live in, guys. But it is what it is.
And it ain't what it ain't.
And it ain't what it ain't. I don't care either way. I just wanted to remind you about the big money in the sport. Oh, we know all about it here at the Chaz. Oh, we know all about it. We just talk about it because money don't run the world. Values do. No matter how much your money's convinced you differently. I said it the other day on the live. I said, you know what? All these people do all they can for the money all the time. They trade in their morals and their values for the money. And I said, y'all think your money is valuable? Really? Wait till the days don't happen anymore. Wait till you meet that graveyard and we'll see how much that when the judge comes to judge you and we open up the book on your decision making on how you lived and operated, we'll see how much your money is valued in that moment versus my choices and my morals and my values in that moment. I have a feeling my morals and values are going to be way more valuable than any dollar you're making, than any dollar you got. That is the difference. That is why I make my choices, say what I say, and do what I do. I'm betting, y'all are betting on that money that's going to make value. I'm betting on something else. I'm betting on something else. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning into the show. That was our rant of the day. Will we survive till tomorrow? I do not know. We are on the media list. We are hitting traffic. That's the sign from God to stop the live. We are here in traffic on I-37 South. We are 34 minutes removed from the Speedway, according to the live. And we are going to South Texas Race Ranch tonight. The stream is going to be live on Race On. Race On is the stream that you can watch the races tonight and tomorrow with. It is the Power I Elite Outlaw Sprint Car Series my first time to this track. It'll be very interesting. And they do also have down here in Corpus Christi, ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking forward to it, the Selena Museum. Oh my God. Akumula floor, that too. Hey, we're going to fucking Selena's Museum, bitches. Selena's Museum.
Oh my God.
Arriba! Hey, we're going to Selena. Hey, yeah.
Oh my God.
Selena's Museum is in Corpus Christi, and she's from Corpus Christi. So, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, the look is in. Somebody says, the fans are just sitting there thinking they watching the best, but the best are usually in the garage because they don't want to play the games. This is true. It's true. Now, is Sam Haverteep Jr. a better race car driver than, Bubba Wallace? Maybe, because NASCAR's full of nothing but privileged drivers. Privileged and opportunistic drivers. I would love to represent people like Sam Haverteep Jr. in that argument. But unfortunately, dude, assholes are assholes and douchebags are douchebags. I just can't sit back and watch people I know that deserve respect get disrespected and not return the favor. That's called doing God's work, not karma's. Anyways, we're going to get out of here. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. It was an interesting show last night. Hopefully the track's a little better. Hopefully Landon Crawley's okay. Hopefully John Carney's okay. Hopefully everybody is safe after the rough track conditions they faced last night. Once again, Race On is the streaming service. So if you just search Race On Facebook or any other outlets, you will see the streaming service. It'll be tonight and tomorrow night here down in Corpus Christi. We may be here for the next 2 nights. We might scoot up to Waco for the USMTS event at Waco. I do believe that is a Race On event as well. It might be. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But regardless, Race On is where you can catch the Elite Outlaw Sprint Car Series the next 2 nights. And then go ahead and follow them on your Facebook and social media outlets as well. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully people are apologizing in the pits tonight before we go green and are reconciling the way they treat people and act. And then hopefully the announcers down here have some education and background on the drivers they talk about before they call them fucking legends. Maybe legend cars. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Regardless, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We will probably do some lives and some videos, some content tonight as much as we can, showing off the facility. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, links are in the description to join the support, PayPal, Venmo. The trip is adding up, but we're still going. We're still rolling. At the end of the day, this is a fan-funded event. Y'all are the ones that make this keep going and happening, and any support is appreciated. We know the system ain't going to support it, so we know it is up to you out there watching who enjoy truth. We are passing around. This is me basically at a church passing around the basket if you would like to throw $1 in. Oh, we turned racing into church. Blasphemy, right, guys? Blasphemy. We're going to hell with them. We're going to hell with them. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. You look like Abraham Ford from the TWD. What about now? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're taking the cocaine look to Corpus Christi. Cocaine Cowboys. Like if you said Cocaine Cowboys, this is like the poster child.
Oh my God.
Anyways, thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. We will catch y'all later in the trip. And like I said, reconciliation, reflection in the mirror. Hopefully more people take some deep breaths and understand what they're doing before they do it. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, and we will catch y'all next time.